How about Mississippi State, Stephen? I gave the offense a B minus. Will Rogers, I thought he'd play a little bit better than he did. I thought the receivers obviously stepped up. The offensive line, was not an issue. That was a concern coming into the year. Running backs, solid. They had two. Of course, one jumped in the portal, but Marks and Johnson, two solid players. But some of the games just came up short. I think of Kentucky, right, and LSU was one where, man, they just put something together in the second half. They should have won that football game. So Georgia, of course, again, everybody got smacked by Georgia, but I thought the defense kind of let them down a little bit. So give me a B minus.
Yeah, I gave Mississippi State's offense a B plus here. I think it's the production, I think, for the most part, was there in a 9-win season. You mentioned the great year that Will Rogers had. Would have liked to have probably seen a few more big plays out of this group. It felt like from watching that the offensive line sort of stabilized after kind of some ups and downs. But, I thought you kind of hit the nail on the head there. The LSU game is one that stands out to me. That was a very winnable game early in the year when LSU was gettable with all the new pieces. Mississippi State was, I think they were favored or slight underdog. I think kind of a lot of people, including myself, thought they might be able to go in there and get the victory, but they just fell just short. But I mean, I think overall, for the most part, productive offense in a 9-win season, I give them a B plus.
How about the defense, Stephen? I thought that was the stronger side of the ball. Zach Arnett's unit that won them the bowl game, made the big play in the Egg Bowl that Mike Leach and company desperately wanted to win that rivalry game for the first time. The defense got it done. Give me an A minus. Again, with the talent they had to work with, they had some outstanding players, no doubt, but I think their talent compared to a lot of the teams in the West doesn't quite stack up. Yet the defense, more times than not, was a very strong unit, I thought.
Agree with you. Yeah, I got an A minus as well. Third in the SEC in fewest yards per play allowed. I think we saw a lot of veterans on this group, some guys coming back next year, but Zach Arnett's done a really nice job getting this defense to be one of the better groups in the SEC. And you mentioned it too. This is a tough job. You don't have the talent of Alabama, LSU, so be able to be third in the SEC in yards per play, I think, is a big deal. So I went with A minus as well. I should have mentioned one stat on Mississippi State. Offensively, in 3 games against ranked opponents, they averaged about 13.7 points a game. So some work to do. Obviously, the Alabama game, not scoring in that one had something to do with it. But that's an area, I think, going forward. How does this offense improve, close the gap against ranked opponents?